Okay, lovely people. So, I tell you what, I interviewed Ollie Derrickson years ago. He's become a friend of mine, actually. UK Bumpkey's done an impressioning workshop, and Ollie had just released his book called Impressioning. I mean, he literally wrote the book on impressioning. Joss Wayers was also there. He's the frequent and kind of permanent world champion at impressioning. I watched a pair of them impression locks in under like 50 seconds that people had brought to the workshop to give them to impression. In the, lock in the vice, key in the lock, couple of twists, bit of filing, bosh. Incredible. Anyway, when I interviewed Ollie, I said to him, what locks do you have on your door, Ollie? What does someone with your knowledge of non-destructive entry have on his door? Now, if you know anything about lockpicking, you'll know that very, very rarely do people use lockpicks to gain entry into a house for burglary.
No.
They're the wrong tool for the job. They're non-destructive entry. A criminal doesn't really care about destroying your property. When you can kick a door down and smash a window. Anyway, he told me what he had, and if I remember rightly, I think at the time, and this is going back about 10 years, I think he said he had a Medico biaxial or something like that, some high quality lock, and he said, and a door bar.
Intermission.
Here we go, it wasn't a Medico biaxial. It's quite funny actually, look. UK Bumpkeys, this is in the interview with Ollie. How do you secure your home? Ollie Derrickson, my wife.
Legendary.
Just kidding. Horizontal locking bar, which would be, I can't even remember what it's called now, Doorricade, over the door with an ever 3KS cylinder and a Gemini shield. Like I say, this was about 10 years ago, so he's probably changed that. But horizontal locking bar over the door, that's from one of the blokes who knows more about this lark than anyone else I know. Roll VT. Now, door bars aren't very popular in the UK. Well, they certainly weren't then. I haven't been in the UK for nearly a decade. Maybe that's changed. I mean, what I see on the internet, it probably should have done. But I don't know a lot about them. So what I want to know from you lot is whether they're any good, how can they be exploited, what are the vulnerabilities that could be exploited. And I haven't found, and I've spent a fair amount of time looking, I haven't found a single video debunking them. I haven't managed to find a video debunking them, and that's rare. Most security devices, they come onto the market, and within a couple of weeks, there's 6 or 7 YouTube videos just laughing at them.
Woo! Holy cow. Okay, I don't know how long that was, but yeah, there you have it.
Legendary.
So this one's called the Doorricade, which is a contraction of door and barricade, if you hadn't already worked that out. But let's just roll VT. We'll have a little look at it. We won't watch the old video because it's 6.5 minutes, and I think you can kind of make the point in less than that. But we'll have a look at a few bits and we'll see what goes on. Here we go. I mean, it's a pretty basic bit of kit, and to its credit, I'm going to say, if it works, because it's essentially just a bit of metal. You stick a couple of brackets on either side of your door, slot that in them, and, I doubt it's going to keep anyone out forever, but it might buy you some time. And that is where, I'd imagine, that's where the value is.
According to the FBI, a home invasion happens every 15 seconds.
Every 15 seconds. I mean, there is 300 million people in America, but, you can divide that by, 4 or 5, because obviously everyone doesn't have their own house. Look at this image. They've got a geezer picking a lock. It looks like 2 picks or probably 2 screwdrivers. Never a tensioner. Right, so there you go. It's a 3 screw bracket. I mean, that's going to take a fair amount of, I don't know what the word is, impact.
That is it. So you don't really have to have any technical skills whatsoever.
Yeah, and we certainly don't have to see your technical skills.
We've got this little thing that's just gonna...
I think, in fairness, it isn't very aesthetically pleasing, but nor is your house being invaded, so I'll accept that.
Gonna slide over to lock in place, which you'll see me do here in a moment. But for now, all I'm gonna do is take the Doorricade. I'm gonna slide it right in the slots. It goes right in here very easily, just like that. So now the Doorricade is in the slots, and then I'm just gonna push over this part to lock.
I mean, in the UK, my first thought would be some kind of letterbox tool. If you had a letterbox tool, that's going to be no dramas, sliding that little thing over and then just pushing the Doorricade out the way. But if you've got a letterbox tool in the UK, you'll be able to open a lock anyway. So, I mean, in America, they have their letterboxes at the front of their lawns, don't they? Or they do on movies. Is America the same as films? I don't know. They won't let me in America. I won't tell you why. You probably guess.
In place. Same thing on the other side, push over this part. So in less than 10 seconds, you can install the Doorricade, and if for some reason you need to take it off, super easy too. Flip over the things, lift it up, and it's out. And then again, if you need to put it in, you just put it in.
Yeah, I think we understand that. Come on, let's get to the bit where you show us how good it is. Testing the Doorricade.
Let's say, criminals show up with different things. Let's use a crowbar, right? So what happens, and...
No, that's not how a criminal's going to use a crowbar, is it? They're going to attack the hinges. That's a bit silly. They're not just going to use a crowbar, which is a leverage, a prying instrument. Prying, is that? Yeah, that's the right word. Not an impact instrument. That's a bit stupid. That's 2 out of 10 for that section.
Now, here's a good thing. I can tell it's not going any further, but look it busted it in a bit, so you can see it created that gap. I want to take another good swing with it. So, where do I want to add? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that little gap you've made, you can now put that crowbar in there, leverage it against the door frame, and pull those 3 screws out. I mean, let me know in the comments if I'm missing something here. Can't you do that?
No.
Surely you could just do that. I mean, 3 screws would be hard to, 6 if you count both sides. But with leverage, which is the idea of a crowbar, which is why it's about 1 metre long and not 3 inches long, you could get I mean, if you had a crowbar long enough, you could lift up the world. I think my dad told me that, but I don't think it was his idea. I think it's a famous quote. Let me know if you know where that comes from.
So it's bouncing back, and I'm not getting in there, and I could tell if I hit this thing all day long, it's not going anywhere. But I know that even...
Hey, hang on, check his little clap before he kicked. What the hell? Check it.
If I hit this thing all day long, it's not going anywhere. But I know that
check. Is that just me? I've done a fair share of martial arts in my days, but I've never learnt the pre-kick clap routine.
I know if I'm not getting it with that...
Yeah, but that's because you're using the crowbar incorrectly. You're still using it as an impact weapon.
So here we go. Let's see how the Doorricade holds up to this thing. So I'm going to get in, and I'm just going to... Okay, it's getting the frame a bit. I'm getting that, but...
Yeah, so, look at his tongue out. You can see why that bird that used the Doorricade on him can't look at it. Oh my gosh. Hang on, I'm just going to get a screen grab of that to show you a close-up later. There you go. So there's a big wide gap he's not showing us. Carry on that area.
Oh, I'm destroying my poor frame.
I'm not saying the Doorricade isn't a good thing, but he's not using the entry method correctly.
So that is after several hits.
Right, and there is where you put your crowbar in. And maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, professional locksmiths, anyone who's got any thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments, will you?
The Doorricade on the back, you can see
I mean, look, you can get your hand in there, turn that little swivel and remove the Doorricade.
totally trashed my frame, but I was not able to get in there. And again, that is gonna buy you a world of time so you can grab your gun, so you can call 911.
So you can grab your gun. I so wished I lived in a country where you could have shooters. I mean, what a difference it makes. You're in bed with your missus, you hear someone boot your front door down. What can you do in England? Call the police? They'll be too busy arresting someone for being offended. Imagine being able to just pick up your Glock. As soon as that bedroom door opens, gish, 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 and then smash him over the head with your Doorricade.
911, whatever. Obviously, you don't just want a regular door where they can kick it in and be in your house in 60 seconds or less. You really want to slow them down, which is...
Yeah, and that is a fair point. Even if you're targeting the hinges or the lock, you're buying time, and that's fair enough. Even if you haven't got a shooter, you can jump out the window. Well, as long as you're not too... If you're in a block of flats, you know.
Is what the Doorricade does, because I can't get in there and I just trash my house.
Well, I'll leave you to conclude, people. Let me know in the comments what you think about door bars. Have you ever used one? Have you got one on the go? Are you suddenly thinking about getting hold of one? Are there any vulnerabilities you can think of exploiting that I didn't mention? Did I mention any? Sorry about the fartmobile that's chosen to drive up my road right at this moment. I've got to keep the doors open because it's 39 degrees here at the moment. I'm sitting here and me undercrackers. I'll leave you with that image. Let me know in the comments. Ta-da!
Sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet bit, sweet mama, sweet.